Hey everyone! We're just getting everything set up and we will get started. Yes, that's
Whenever I get curly hair at the time that I have it. That's usually, yeah. When mine's in a ponytail, you know, so it's very well, mine was I read it. Kristen was after you. Yeah, I took cranberry toast today. Oh, I'd rather not take. I know. I keep them in my purse. I can't. But I bought cranberry juice. You know, it has 6 grams of carbs for one little thing. I was like, I ain't drinking that. I was like, that's gonna sabotage me. So I was like, okay, I'll drink half of it and I'll dilute it with water. And then I had one. Yes, 84. I did do that. I was like,
invest in yourself, specifically personal education, books, DVDs, CDs. Don't listen to them once, but multiple times. And remember, also invest in functions. They're very important. You'll receive your greatest boost in this business being around those of like mind and hearing from folks just like you.
Okay, perfect. Hey guys, we're gonna get started soon. 2 more minutes. Here's your halftime entertainment.
See some of the stuff on the. Oh, I gotta go take a minute. I was like, I thought I was running late. One of the things I put in the bathroom is filling it with like it work stuff. Yeah. But upstairs, yes, I ran into her when I was reading. Oh, yeah, I'm here. Oh my God. Much easier. Really crazy. I know it's like once you do it once, then you like the first time I was kind of like, oh, I don't get it, and then it just. Janice is sitting in case I and all of a sudden it's like pushing against me. And now she's getting because she's on board. I just looked up and you're just gonna talk about it. Generally, when they pull whatever. But it could be something simple. Your eyes yeah. Or over here. There's lots of stuff to smile. Yeah, I think. I just tried both. I'm like. She's like, we have time, we're going, so she was like, that's not your turn. I was like, yeah. A little bit. You know that they come down, the highway that they come down, the north. Okay. I turned left to try to get on the highway. Everybody was like, we're just going to cross. And now, yes, it's like a no exit. Yes. It's a radio signal for no exit. I'm like, I don't connect. Yeah. Do you have H2O? No. Yes, in the same version. I thought it was right around that part. So now I can see the same. Oh, and there's bottled water in the bottled water in the fridge too. Oh, shoot, I was like, I'm gonna sit in that chair. You go first. I'm actually embarrassed to admit this, but we were cleaning out our craft space on Sunday, and I stood up, and I like hit my head so hard, but it like jarred me down, that it put my jaw. Like I just got it from back in May, but now it's gone.
You were probably carrying yourself different though, right? When you're
Yeah.
here, your neck's probably all.
And it's crazy how like something so weird can like accordion your whole.
Yeah.
When it's like learning how to.
You're pretty sure that was the Oh.
No, I don't. I see it for you.
I can't remember how we did that last
It's just edgy. Oh. Yeah. She's like, I don't think. What's my deal? It's where your mom, what's this for, like, today? You want a beer, okay? No wonder I always have to go, like, whoops. I was just gonna put my day. Like, I totally just watched you reply to my text. She's like, I know you've seen it.
Oh, I didn't even know we were live.
I know I'm standing there.
Where those are clean things, are they?
Yeah, but it's like, sometimes we put flowers in it, huge.
Oh. Beer, have some wine. Your puppy's
How
having
would
fun.
you?
Yeah.
See, how is the review of us good? Hey, guys. Okay.
Always in.
All right, you guys ready? You have your notepads ready to go? Grab a seat anywhere you can. You can swish in, but most people over here. How do you feel? It's mine, so don't worry. Maggie, get down. All right. Yeah.
And you have gone from 0 to success. Next, allocate for these items. Do not let it be a surprise. Listen, dentists invest, production people invest, carpenters invest in order to win. This is a business, so let's get ready and invest. We talked about the 4 R's: reason, research, record, relate. The reason was, making sure it lines up with your head, your heart, and your gut. Confirm the truth, confirm the information, record, take it and write it down so it becomes your information and actually relate it. Communicate. Leaders must be communicators. A little side note here, if you want to really get some heads up on that, join Toastmasters. Now, remember I said if you're not training, someone somewhere is, and when you meet them, they'll win. Folks, there's people out there in competition in this industry. You have to become a great student. And I also said people move product. When you get the people right, the business works. Oh, by the way, the business works, the marriage works, the company works. When you get the people right, everything seems to begin to work at that very moment. Now, I also said it's not about the mind, or it's about the mind. It's not about the mechanics of this business. We talk about see it, do it, teach it, and we'll go over that again. When you see it, do it, teach it, do it with your upline this week. Contact them or a presentation. Let them see you do it. And we talk about, hey, let's just kill this world of drama and stay in the world of dreams. A little review right there. We're going to review continually because, I am the one that says repetition is the mother of all skills. So let's begin with this next session. Let me reinforce one more time my vision. First, as an individual, I see you guys overcoming all obstacles that stand in your way in order to move forward in this business. Corporately, I see this group of people becoming the pace setters and flag bearers of your organization and your company. Let me repeat. You guys and gals will be the flag bearers. You're going to be the pace setters. You're going to be the ones that's going to set the pace and for your company. Now, this can only happen if each of you begin to believe in yourself at such a level that you have no fear, that each of you realize you are more than capable of making this business work. So each day when you brush your teeth, I want you to vision your personal growth, then your corporate growth. Hey, open up your eyes, open up your mind, see a coliseum with you on the platform. I mean, know what you're going to dress. Know what, if you're a gal, what dress, go ahead and pick it out. Get ready, man. Know what you're going to wear. Then envision the majority of all the new pin winners or all the new rank advancement being yours. All those advancing in rank coming across that platform, saying hello to a coliseum, and you putting your arms around them saying, welcome, welcome, welcome. Folks, vision that. Personally and corporately, you can and will win. Now it's all about choice. You know, you're going to have a lot of choices in this business you move forward. Are you going to listen, number one, to your neighbors, your family members, or your friend who is broke? Or to those who've proven their financial success? Ooh, it's a big test, because I'm telling you, when we first got in, we got a lot of negative heat from those family members and friends we thought were friends and people in a close association with, because you see, we were all stuck in the same rut, and we didn't want anybody else to get out of that rut. I mean, we'd talk about it, but down deep, we said, no, stay here with us, we'll suffer together. Now, the first item of business is listen to those who have done it. Listen, you don't go to a graveyard, dig up a dead body, and say, hey, how do you live? But yet, that's the way that we do it. We go ask people that are dead when it comes to financial growth, hey, how'd you do it? They don't know. They don't have a clue. Do not go to folks who are living in the mediocrity lives and ask how to become abundant. Those things don't match. See, you need to control your environment. Be aware of the negative around you. You know, I love Houston. We've been down here now 4.5 years. I love it. And there's a great guy down here. His name's Joel Osteen. Some of you guys are probably watching on television every Sunday morning. What a great minister. What a great speaker. I just can't get over that big old fat smile of his as he speaks each Sunday. I'll turn on the TV and watch him right before I go to church over here into another church. But it's so good to watch him. I've been to his services a few times. Just a masterful speaker. Listen, he delivered a message. I don't know how long ago it was, but I want to repeat some of his words, and then I want to incorporate my thoughts along with his words for tips on controlling your environment. Ooh, let me tell you, it's so imperative in this business that you begin immediately weeding out those who are not for you and for your vision, because you're going to be bombarded at the very beginning. And if you don't control your environment, somebody else will. And you're going to have some problems. So here's some rules here. Number one, find someone who inspires you and challenges you. Find that individual, and normally they're going to be your sponsor or your upline, and hang with them, get around them. Find someone who inspires you and challenges you. Be careful about those that you're hanging with that do not do that. Number two, connect with people who understand your destiny. Hey, man, you know, it's great to be around people that know where you're going. They know your vision. They know your mission. They know what you're going to do. And people that will fuel that vision, fuel that mission, and keep you excited about the direction you're in. Connect with people like that. Number three, don't find yourself dragging people along. You know, when we first get in this business, we always have these distributors we put in. Hey, I'll see you tomorrow. Man, I'm going to do it. I can tell you what, we're going to carry this thing up. It's going to be the most exciting thing we've ever done. Oh, I'll tell you what, I am your number one man. Oh, I am your number one girl. We're going to make this. And you call them next week, and they're going to do it next week, and they're going to do it next week, and they're going to do it next week, and they never do it. So what do? We emotionally get involved, and guess what? We just drag them along. Don't drag people along. Share with them, give them the vision, give them the environment, say, let's go. Don't drag people along. Next, understand. Understand this. Some people you will need to love at a distance. Oh, I've got some relatives who are wonderful relatives. I love my relatives. But I'll be honest with you, most of my relatives just are not dreamers. Matter of fact, majority of them are doubters. You know, I've got the relatives, probably kind of like your relatives. You hate to ask them, how you doing today? Because they're going to tell you, and it's not real refreshing. So some people, you just have to love at a distance. You don't want to get them too close in your life, especially into your inner circle of friends. Now, the key, who is in your inner circle? Who is in your inner circle? Have this inner circle. You know, I've got people that I use for my mentors, you know, like Zig Ziglar and Lou Holtz and Jim Stovall. I keep people around me in my inner circle that feed me and I feed them. And we're like computers backed up, man. We're like computers backed up. We'll get into the session, we get out there, we're sweating, we're so excited about where we're going. Be careful who is in that inner circle that's going to help you. Again, you're going to have to guard this environment. Now, one negative person can hold you back. Understand that. It only takes one. Next, beware of the energy suckers. I tell people, there's some people that when you leave them, you just feel like a syringe has been put into your brain and everything you had has been sucked out. Be cautious of those people. Remember, in Proverbs 27:17, it says, iron sharpens iron. Wow. Get with people that will make you sharper. You know, I've always said retain people smarter than you if you want your company to grow bigger than where it is. Don't retain people that have smaller thinking or walk around in the duh mentality. Iron sharpens iron. Next, determine toxic relationships must go. Listen, toxic relationships must go. Folks, you're fighting for your financial future here. And if you're hanging with people that are always down, they're always negative, and always complaining, oh my God, I just don't think I'm going to make it. And then they're looking at you saying, I don't think you're going to make it either. I mean, you get into this sewer, and it's kind of like laying sideways in a public trough, man. You're sitting there, all of you complaining. I mean, that's just a drag down. Toxic relationships must go. Identify them much quicker. See, in the past, you're probably going to go into work and you can hang around the old cooler and people talk about all the negative. You know, I've got a principal talks about you want to go into a real septic area and go into a teacher's lounge before school starts and just listen to the folks talk. Folks, get rid of the toxic relationships. They must go. Start separating yourself from those relationships. Stay away next from the negative news. You know, you can sometimes go get your hair cut and the person cutting your hair is sitting there just dropping negative on you. People at the office, gossip, all these things, all these complainers. Define them, get away from them. Find people who will speak life into your dreams. That will speak life into your dreams. Find those people. Man, they're out there. You've got to find them. But first you got to start wading. You take them in your hands like going through a swimming pool. You know, you just kind of push the water to the side so you can move forward. That's what you have to do in life. Start pushing this water to the side as you move forward, finding people who will speak life into your dreams. Wow, so that's kind of our beginning statement here as we get started today. Now, we're going to kind of focus more on leadership today, and I'm going to go through leadership, and we're going to go through it quickly because I'm so excited today, plus I've had 2 things. Great. I mean, it's fantastic. Leadership. Your success in this business will be determined on how fast you can develop the leadership skills. You develop leadership skills that are going to be required to build and retain a group. It's that simple. The skills are not easy. I mean, you know, they're not mind-boggling, but they're simple. But unlike what many of you guys had to learn in college, it has really taken you nowhere in life. Leadership skills will totally change your life. Now listen to this thing. If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, guess what? You're a leader, says John Quincy Adams. Listen up. The most dangerous leadership myth is that leaders are born. See, some of you guys right now are so fearful. Oh my gosh, I'm not real sure I can do this business because I'm going to put people in. All of a sudden, they're going to start growing. All of a sudden, I'm going to be a leader. I don't think I can do it because I wasn't born as a leader. Folks, that's a myth. That there is a genetic, this stuff about there's a genetic factor to leadership is just that. This myth asserts that people simply either have a certain charismatic quality or not. That's nonsense. In fact, the opposite is true. Leaders are made rather than born. Vince Lombardi said it this way: leaders aren't born, they are made. And they are made, listen, just like anything else, through hard work. And that's the price we'll have to pay to achieve that goal of leadership. Folks, get excited. No matter what your background, we're kicking away all the stinking baggies that we've come to this business with. Now let's start looking forward, emailing, breathing. Oh man, I am now ready to become a leader. General Colin Powell, I love this. Leadership is about solving problems. The day people do not bring you their problems is the day they feel you no longer are a leader or that you just don't care. Folks, don't run from problems. Don't run from challenges. You're going to be equipped to handle every challenge. Everything is coming at you. You're going to be equipped. And that is your key. When people are coming to you with these questions and saying, well, you know, I did this, it didn't work right. You're the leader. You're the one that has stepped up. In this business, it's all about duplicating leaders. Leaders under leaders under leaders. I love General Patton when he says, a true leader is one that must be able to be shot and killed, but yet never miss. See, many of you have been deceived in the past believing leadership is a title or a position. Not so. Leadership is about how each of you influence others around you. Look, it's far better to be a leader of passion instead of a leader of position, which I'm going to explain later in some of the other sessions, maybe even in this session. See, each day, you, ladies and gentlemen, are going to influence a minimum of 12 people. And trust me, as you build this organization, it's going to be more than 12. But your influence, every morning you get up, you're going to influence your mate, your kids, you're driving to work. You know, some people will cut you off. You will influence at work, driving home, lunch, maybe kids, sports, etc. You're going to influence a minimum of 12 people each day. Folks, that's leadership. And in this business, it's going to be a lot more than 12. Now, having a title, like I said, does not necessarily make you a leader. No more than, are you ready for this? Being born in a garage will make you a car. See, you know, we hear the CEO, CFO, CLO, CIO, CMO, all this stuff. They're just titles. To me, the greatest leaders in the world are mothers. Why? Man, they can multitask. They're always on the guard, watching these little munchkins go everywhere. They immediately identify a mess, and they know how to clean it up. As a matter of fact, think about it, we need to send these guys and we need to send these gals to a portion. Anyway, apologize. I have to apologize to my wife. Every time we babysit our grandkids, I lean over, put my arms around her and say, honey, I am so sorry. I had no idea how difficult it is keeping up with these little munchkins. Our kids, when I was out here thinking I was slaving all the dragons, man, the work and all the leadership skills, everything necessary was back there with mom. See, a leader takes people where they want to go. A great leader takes people where they don't necessarily want to go, but they ought to go. That's what these sessions are all about. I want to take you into the promised land, man. I want to get you over the mountain. I want you to open up your eyes and get excited. You know, you can go to Google. Last time I hit Google, I typed in the word leadership, I had 163 million hits. You can go to any bookshelf, any bookstore, any major bookstore, Barnes Noble, Amazon. You'll find thousands of titles. Lee Iacocca, I love here. Where did all the leaders go? I love that title. Giuliani, Bill Marriott, Spirit to Serve. That one. Ed Fuller got a brand new book out called he's the international president of Marriott International. And his title is You Can't Be a Leader with Your Feet on the Desk. Whoa, man, that is unbelievable. And of course, John Maxwell, you know, he has multiple. Speaking of Maxwell, several years ago, I had John come in and visit with 500 of my key people, key leaders. During his presentation, he defined leadership in one simple word, influence. Ultimately, he's correct. But what I feel, there is more than just influence to this definition. Most important, it's how do we influence others? See, in this business, you will begin influencing the very moment you sponsor or enlist a new person in your business. I believe in the business of direct sales, or I believe in this in direct sales and network marketing, that the function of leadership, ready, is to produce more leaders, not more followers. It's amazing to me how some of these leaders and some of these organizations have more followers. Folks, reverse it. Our goal is to create more leaders. It's not about building yourself into a star, but creating stars, not by using the old-fashioned command and control from the top, but more from the position of collaboration from the bottom. Again, how we influence is as important and more important than just influencing. You know, let's take a look. Adolf Hitler, if we use the definition of influence, he influenced people. Joseph Stalin, Ken Lay at Enron, and here lately the guy that made off with everything called Bernie Madoff. All these folks influence. But then we have folks like the late Mary Kay Ash, Zig Ziglar, Ronald Reagan. They also influence millions of people. See, what was the difference? I believe my definition is key, and this definition is key as you begin your journey in this great business model of network marketing. See, my definition is the positive, progressive, ethical influence on others. The positive, progressive, ethical influence on others. Positive. Let's break it down and bring it home. It can be difficult, folks, to be positive. As I shared earlier, for defining your environment, you'll often find yourself at odds with your family, your friends, your business associates, society. Often we find the negative mate. You have to begin immediately determining who is pulling your energy down and escape from their influence in this negative world when possible. Now, if it's the mate, sit down and have a heart-to-heart on how their influence is so vitally important, on how you need their positive support. As parents, being negative, we can create insecurity for our kids. My wife and I had been married many, many years. She was 15, I was 17. Now she's 25, I'm 27. But anyway, if you ask our 40-year-old son, he will simply tell you, I never saw mom or dad fight. Well, did we argue? Did we have discussion? Yes, our kids never saw us fight. Because we know if we shut them, if we argue, it will immediately shoot insecurity in their minds. They'll put insecurity in the minds of your children when they see their mom and dad fight and say negative things about one another. See, millions of children go to bed each night wondering if they're going to have a mom and dad together due to this childish example set by their mother and father. You see, parents are in a leadership role, the most important leadership role. Their actions and reactions to one another create a model for their children. Here's a little sidebar. You will soon be the parents of many kids, a group in this business. Now, should you make the mistake of arguing or leading from a position of negative, like your kids, you will shoot insecurity in your group. You are the role models of building an organization. What you say, how you respond, how you even walk and dress will send a message to your group. Another tool used by negative mates is these put downs, words that hurt, words that can kill or wound the spirit. In Proverbs, it talks about life and death is in the power of the tongue. Wow, man, unbelievable. Matter of fact, I'll share later about how Moses had this little challenge with leading people. Be careful with your words. Tearing people down with your words. Put downs, cheap shots. Marriage, we often find slamming of cabinet doors, the old silent game, the comparison game. All negative. Mates that share their laundry with others at work or church or school, sharing their personal business problems with those who have no vital interest and often will use that information against them at a later date. You say, now, what does this have to do with building a business? Well, as leaders, you're going to build a family. You're building a group, people in your organization that will be looking towards your leadership. So begin to look at your group as your kids. If you wish to slow your growth, send insecurity in your group, negative comments, negative action, even talking negative about others in the business. All these negative actions can totally stop any momentum that you've got going. Be very careful on talking negative about your upline leadership or people employed at your company. This sort of talk is not needed and will duplicate negativity. Folks, your group is your income. Don't throw up on your group. Remember, session 1, people come in this business with another their own negative baggage. They don't need any added weight of your negative thoughts and actions. See, in marriage, you can often find mates playing the comparison game, comparing their mate to another person. This can be carried over in this business, playing the same game, comparing yourself with others in the business, basing your success on others. Stay away from comparing yourself to others. Your comparison should only be based on how much more you have personally improved this month over last month. That's the comparison. I talk about mates who take their negative to work and share their problems and challenges. Well, in this business, we can get caught up in sharing our problems with others outside our line of sponsorship. Sharing your challenges with those who have no economic benefit in giving you the correct answer. Don't take your challenges and your problems and cross line. Only take them to your upline, to those that have your best interest for economic success. Oh, little things that can do so much damage. See, it's hard to be positive. Is it hard to be positive? At the first, yes. But as time moves on, you adjust. You have a better chance of staying positive by taking your thoughts captive and keeping distance from negative news, negative music, negative people, negative books. You know, people want to know why they're negative today. Just look at what they're surrounding themselves with. Look what they're putting into their mind. Again, as I said earlier, he or she who associates with the wise will be wise. Second point of my definition is progressive. I love it. Bill Rogers from Oklahoma said this: you can be on the right track, but if you're not moving, you're going to be run over by another train. What are you doing to make yourself better each day? What books are you reading? Kill the novels and go to the biographies. Read about people that came from nothing to somewhere, the rags to riches stories, how they did it, how they thought. Where are you networking? You can't grow socially if you're not getting involved. Get involved with Toastmasters, Chamber of Commerce, church groups, clubs of interest, networking groups. You know, get out, folks. Get out. Get progressive. You know, in the Bible it says, go ye therefore into all nations. It doesn't say, come here, sit and see what happens. What CDs? What DVDs are you listening to? What are you doing to stay progressive? Get a mentor in your upline. Find someone you can identify with your dreams and lock in on their leadership. A person that will support and promote your destiny. How do successful people think? You know, I've spent more than 36 years studying successful people and organizations and will continue until the Lord takes me home. I must stay progressive just as I am asking you to stay at the top of your game. Yeah, it's going to require times that you must invest to stay progressive. Yeah, CDs, DVDs, functions, meetings, etc. You know, I've heard people remark over the years, I can't afford it. I say, you cannot not afford it. You have to go where the positive information flows. See, you are who you are and where you are based on what books you've read, and what CDs and DVDs you've had listened to over the past 5 years. Don't change your focus and you'll change your life. See, your upline mentor has just another tool. Use them like other tools. He or she is your lifeline. Your mentor is a major contributor to your success. Your next question, how often do you contact your mentor? Stay progressive. Now, when you do contact them, he or she, what's the conversation? Don't waste their time. Be very specific. I suggest it should be something like this. Define what areas do you see you need improvement. Ask them, hey, what areas do you see from me that need improvement? Be open, man. Be open to listen. You only grow by being a good listener. Be specific. Break down the areas you feel weak. You might say, well, you know, I have a problem with my initial contact, maybe my follow-up on the contact, the telephone, the presentation, the close, getting them plugged into the system. This is where I would tell them and define so that they can work with you and show you and teach you and mentor you and model for you the correct way to do it. Don't be ashamed to ask for their help. Don't get proud either. Don't say, well, I can figure this out on my own. Man, it can cost you thousands upon thousands of dollars for you to sit back and think that you can figure this out on your own. Don't reinvent the wheel. Get on top of the wheel, man. It is their responsibility to coach you, so don't think it any other way. Next, we talk about ethical. It's the glue that holds an organization together. It does not take long to see we're having a royal meltdown on ethics in this nation. From Washington, D.C. to Wall Street to Main Street and beyond. We have seemed to have lost our moral compass. See, the definition of ethics says this. It's a moral philosophy, moral principles. In this business, you must be known as a person who is trustworthy in order to lead. How are your ethics expressed in this business? See, your words. Are they true? And can people count on your word? See, it's common for people today to overpromise and underdeliver. See, when you tell people you're going to be somewhere and not show up, this violates trust. When you tell people you're going to perform a certain task and never follow through, this violates trust. When you tell people you're going to allow them to do something and then you change your mind for no reason, this violates trust. Organizations are built on ethics driven by trust. When we talk about others in your organization or company in a negative way or a negative manner, but yet treat that person entirely different when we're face to face, this shows your character and ethics. Putting your upline down in order to build yourself up violates ethics. Meeting someone who has been shown the plan by someone else in your same company and you telling that person that would be better off if you're in my group violates ethics. Stealing people or encouraging people to get in your group It's a major violation of ethics and trust. Your actions and responses send signals to your organization on whether you are a person with ethics. So you say one thing and you do another. You're positive in front of the group and negative with your mate and family. Whoa, Bob, you're getting way too personal now. You tell a new person you'll be over to share a presentation for one of their new prospects and not show up or cancel. Ouch. I want to end today. I want to inject a new thought. I want to move from this ethics to a totally different thought. Because I think we've pretty well gone through this positive, progressive, ethical way to influence others. Let me ask you a question and a little segue here. What if we could wake up tomorrow with no fear? How would it change your life and your business? No fear of financial challenges, marital challenges, children challenges, helping parents challenges, relationship challenges. How would it change your day? How would it change your future? How about if we had no fear in this business? No fear of contacting, no fear of following up, no fear of picking up the phone, no fear of sharing the presentation, no fear of rejection, no fear of speaking, no fear from what people say or think about us. How would this change your business? Would you find yourself sharing with more people, looking forward to your day instead of dreading your day? Being excited about meeting new people and sharing your business? My friends, you can do it without fear. You can become fearless. Now listen to me, it takes a little time, but you can condition your brain. But once you consciously default, listen, from fear to faith, your life changes. See, fear cannot reside in the same household, the same brain of faith. My lovely wife, I just love her so much. She has this definition. Faith is believing something is so when it's not so, so it can be so. Folks, all these things I've shared with you today are things that empower you, make you stronger. Sure, some of them are repetitive. Remember what I said. Repetition is the mother of all skills. Let's consider and ponder what I'm talking about. Leadership. Leaders are not born, they're made. And they're made just like anything else through hard work. And that's the price we'll have to pay to achieve the goal of leadership. That's what's important. I talk to you about influencing a minimum of 12 people in this business more than 12. I believe in this business that direct sales, that the function of leadership is to produce more leaders, not more followers. I give you the definition of leadership: positive, progressive, ethical influence on others. I talk about being negative, sends insecurity into your group. Think of your group as kids. Your group is your income. Don't throw up on your group. Don't take problems cross-line to someone else in another line of organization. We talked about that. Take only to those who have financial benefit. Monitor negative news, negative music, negative people, negative books, negative environment. Remember, he again who associates with the wise are sheep. Get social, get out, go to your fort, man. Go to Toastmasters, go to the chamber, go to church groups, go to clubs of interest, networking clubs. And I said, listen, become progressive. Listen to CDs and watch DVDs and read self-help and biographies. Find someone you can identify with and plug in with them, their words, and watch their actions. I talk about there's no money problem. When people say, I can't afford it, it's never a money problem. It's a priority. See, if you see this business as your hope for financial future, you'll come up with the money to invest in your future. You are who you are today as a result based on what? The books you've read, the CDs, the DVDs you listen to and watch, and those books you've been around. Change your focus, change your life. Oh, I got an idea. Change your environment. Change your life. Let's break it down. Where do you need help? Ask yourself. Tell your mentor, hey, I need help. Is it finding people? Is it following on the contact? Is it using the telephone, presentation code? Getting them plugged into the system? Be very specific. We talk about ethics. It's the glue that holds the organization together. It's so exciting. We express in your words and action is where people watch your character be manifested. Don't let your past define your future. And we talk about living fearlessly, defaulting to faith over fear. They can't reside in the same brain. My life's definition. Faith, believing something is so. So can be so. What you do, go out. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to go out and join a new social group and listen to their conversations. Just listen. What are they saying? Become more sensitive to the needs they're expressing. People do not have a sign hung around their neck saying, I need more money, I need more wellness. Instead, they say things like, I'm not sure what's wrong when I have my job. I hate leaving my baby in daycare. I'm so tired of renting. I just want to own one. I wish I could help my mate. He's working so hard to shoot this bill to keep things up financially. So remember, be quick to this. Next, between now and even when we get into our next session, share a presentation and invite your upline to share a presentation to a minimum of 4 new people. Each time you share, send a quick note to your upline, letting them know you've shared the plan and what the reaction was. Next, draw out the organization you wish to have. Wow. Post it on the refrigerator or your mirror or both. Determine your income you wish to have and ask your upline to draw out the organization needed in order to have that income. Wow, that's so amazing to see that. As we close, always remember, a dream without action is only fantasy. Take the action, take the steps necessary to build your business and future. And when people tell you no, remember Bob says, yes, you can.
I thought this week was about the questions that might ask and how you respond. But it looks like it might be next week, so we'll open up next week as well again, I think. Regardless, still really good. Lots of awesome points for leadership. What was one thing that kind of stuck out to you? Because to me, the first one was about like you influence 12 people a day. I couldn't even like go through my day thinking I do.
Yeah.
But I guess you do, like everything you do, like going through, getting gas, anything you're doing, you're kind of influencing somebody, right?
I like the point about a good leader takes you where you want to go, but a great leader takes you sometimes where you don't want to go, right?
Yeah.
And so they see the big picture for you. And I remember as a teacher telling a kid, you know what, you may not care, but I'll care for the both of us until you start caring.
Yes.
And it's kind of that same concept that I will have the vision for both of us until you catch it.
Yeah.
Right? And so that was kind of not
Okay, so what would be some advice for example, I was trying to like talk to some leaders about doing certain things and like how it's been impacting the other teams so well, and the leader's reply was, I don't do those things. Like I won't do those things. Like they're very positive things that all leaders are starting to do with their teams, but some, what would you do to that? Would you say, are they just being fearful of some new change, or?
there would have to be some type of fear reservation, you know, so I would say, why wouldn't you want to explore it? If it's working, it's one of those things, why keep doing what's not working?
Yeah.
When you can learn new things that are working, right?
That they still don't want.
Just by trying it doesn't mean you have to, you do it, but it's at least trying it. But what works for me isn't gonna work for everybody, right? Just like, and that's where I need to get on my own head sometimes, is I come up with these ideas and challenges where it's like, I would love to do this if I was one working for it, but other people on the team might not be so interested. So getting those outside perspectives, and new challenges, because there's people on the team that aren't going to connect with what my energy and faith is, right? That'd be hard though, being opposed to trying new things.
It is.
But there would be a very good thing. If someone's closed off to trying something new, there's not protection for something.
Yeah, because you want to lead them in that direction because it's something that works. It's not something that can actually just, be not ever done.
Yeah.
But,
You might be like, why not? Why ask them? Why not? Like, if this is a way to influence them to become better, why would you not want to try that?
maybe we should try some.
Like, why are they?
That face it was yellow.
I'm so yellow.
Right now.
She's clearly yellow, everybody.
But you know what? You can deliver the true savage, right?
You can be the yellow or the functioning red.
Yeah, something good. You can do it. You can be president.
Well, it's one of those things that like going this route is going to be so impactful for the team.
It's actually the calls that, we're kind of starting to do with our teams. Weekly calls. And then
Yeah.
it's like, if you don't.
Yeah.
Are you nursing? No. You're not.
It's like,
It's like, I can start. I can start. Sure can start.
That kind of reminds me of,
People
people said you can't be a leader with your feet on the desk, so if you're not willing to try. Well, you're kind of failing your responsibility.
We'll just paint a picture of like the boss man sitting in a
Yeah.
chair, feet up on the desk. Doesn't really do anything but earns a paycheck. Yeah. And a lot of times it's like, another thing that stuck out is like leadership. Like you guys, leadership has no title, right? You push submit. It doesn't even have to be when you're signing first loyal, first distributor. You push submit and you're affecting other people. You're influential in other people's lives. You're already a leader. You don't have to be ambassador. You don't have to be presidential because there are several of them that can go within months. And it's kind of like, well, does it make you a leader? No. Could you be just as strong a leader signing up? Yeah.
I think this was a good reminder of how important it is to do those self-development things
Mm-hmm.
and not just do them occasionally or even like sometimes I get in the habit of Sundays, I tend to like sit down and I do a bunch of stuff day, but then I don't look at it for the rest of the week.
Yes.
If you're influencing so many people every day, how important it is to do that every day before you go and do that, and not just binge on it every week or two.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's the point. Make it make it such a habit that you don't even realize you're doing it.
I remember how
Brush your
good it
teeth.
was.
You don't realize you do
I know that every day I used to, as I check my email, listen to 30 minutes of something.
it. Yeah, you did used to do that all the time. You listen to something every day.
Yeah, and now I've been compiling it all into one day that I can do that credit.
Yeah, because you get your aha moment and the rest just stops.
Yeah.
But you almost need to like get your aha moment every day.
It reminds you to like, today I have this.
Yes, I got back to the 6 list again. It's like, it's really helped. Whoops, it is. So, that's another thing too, like just being intentional with stuff again too. I got back to that the last few days, made my days so much better back there too.
Yeah. I like that, just like the reminder. I always like having my mind, like you should be conscious of who you're hanging out with, but at the same time, it's just such a reminder, even if they're, kind of just being a good influence in your life, but not really helping push you forward too. It's super important.
Yes. Yeah, I said too, because it's so, we all know that, but then we don't really do anything about it. We still keep hanging out with the same people, keep doing the same things, same life, same.
And we sort of reflect on who those people are in your life that are like close and how they are affecting you, like what their influence is in your life and whether or not they need to be.
It almost be worthwhile to take like inventory on your life.
Totally.
Because the book I'm reading talks about taking inventory on your leadership, like really getting real with yourself, write it down. It kind of sucks. What book is it? It's Robin Sharma's. No, it's the monk who sold his Ferrari. Like he tells this story. It's easy to want to read a little bit every day. I want to put it down. There's so many notes. Yeah. Like here is this. What did you guys think?
Oh my God, I got like 5 pages.
I know, you're really
Love that.
over there.
She's like my little green.
That's why I like this book, because it has color.
I have the book on my. So when you get the people right, all of those right. So don't dragging those.
Yeah.
Don't find yourself dragging people around, and that's such a huge thing because negativity goes a long way, and I see that now in my work career. Right, as soon as there's a negative seed, it just sends things on a spiral, and most negativity comes from inside too, right? And if you get in your own head, you kind of aren't gonna work your way out. So that's a huge thing.
I spent so much time in the beginning focusing on trying to resurrect the dead, right? Trying to motivate and inspire. And it's just such a waste of energy.
That was my big thing too when I first started, was I could see the passion and in the company and trying to pass it on to somebody else. That you're literally dragging them with you because you're like, come on, I know what I can do.
Yeah.
And they just don't
Yeah.
have the same.
And you want it so bad for everybody.
Yeah.
Right? But if they can't sit
it's one of the things where I still do that sometimes. I'm just like, oh, why are you not seeing?
Yeah.
This is like, I'll get on. Life is just crazy here in this hailstone. It's like, I can't see this is your seeing.
That's Amber's, that's the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, they look at the one thing they have to do.
But I don't think it's giving up on them though either forever. It may not mean you're having a conversation with them every day, trying to convince them, right? But it's just posting those pictures consistently of like, here's my lifestyle and like inspiring your actions. You know, I have to spend $2,000. Just showing your own consistent action.
Were you guys talking about how?
Oh, we're talking, okay.
Because at the same time, we also said like, I've had people who are like, I'm gonna blow this thing up. This thing, we're going to the top together. Might go on witness protection program for a while. They come out. When life is safe again, they come back out. What's that?
It's why those people are ready now.
Yeah, winter time. Like we were saying last week, just the week before, you keep them on the back burner. It's healthy and really good to have people there too, right? And then you have your hotness is brewing and people you're working with, and then eventually some back burners come in when the time's right.
You just need to make sure, it's the same with me and my job. Like, coaching is tailored to each individual, right? Some people need it more, and some don't. And if you're gonna put everybody into the same pool, and you're gonna lose somebody because that person needed more.
Yeah.
They needed more motivation, they needed to be held accountable more. But you're thinking, oh no, maybe they're more like this person. And that's a hard seed to find, is tailoring each individual distributor that you have under you, what they need. And so I think for the most part, you need to sit down with each of them and ask and know going forward how it's gonna get. It changes too.
It does.
Change.
Yeah, it's so change. And I mean, it's also one thing, so if you want to be mass recruiting right now too, you almost have to have your own little system that works to figure this out really quickly. Because you don't want to lose, and you don't lose the shuffle, and you don't want to lose precious time during momentum too, where you're focused totally on one person because that's what they say they need, but yet now you haven't recruited 5 more because you've been so focused on that one. But I guess that's where your 1/3 is.
Peter, closer for the discussion.
You can hear?
Yeah, it's harder to actually, it's tough to hear. So I wonder if maybe they could see less of us, they hear more of us for this.
Sure. I might even just unplug it. Okay. Where did they go here?
You don't necessarily need to like that to be closer.
Who wants to sit on Megan's lap? Hands up in the background. Okay, I think they can probably hear better now, though. Yeah.
Yes. I also wrote down that ask your sponsor what areas you might be able to see some improvement, and I thought, oh my god, I really don't want to know.
Don't ask Kirsten. She's a red.
Really uncomfortable. I guess that's probably a sign that something you should do.
I got nervous a little bit with that one too.
Yeah, like that. Give me a little.
I was like, well, I work with myself, so you're pretty amazing, Kirsten. Okay, cool. We're good.
A good reminder to ask yourself that and then be real. And think,
You'll
okay,
know.
where do you know you need improvement? And is there anyone else in your upline that actually knows that about you? Because are they that connected to your world? Or do you not have like that?
I know already. I can come up with ideas really quickly, and then following through sometimes gets lost in the cracks because I think of 7 at once.
Different knowing my own, because yes, I
stuff and like actually thinking to ask that and hear what someone else's opinion is.
Don't ask me. I'm scared of you. I'm too uncomfortable to tell you. Figure it out.
And you're red personality too, so you could take a little, I think.
Red.
Asking a
Are you high
yellow
functioning
asking a
today or low,
red-
Megan? That'll determine my answer.
That's terrifying. I would be a yellow asking a red, so where can I improve? Can I devastate a low functioning yellow because it could be such a huge
Oh,
shock to you.
At the end of it.
Yes, right?
That's where, if you're red, you really got to get to high functioning as fast as you can because you could ruin things, yeah, pretty quick.
Well, and I think I love the colors.
Yeah.
Just kind of knowing, and you could be like a low functioning doormat of yellow that's walked on by everybody too. Like everybody needs to,
High functioning yellow could take it.
yeah, because they look at it as criticism.
High functioning yellow could take a low functioning red.
Yeah.
Really, that's pretty. Yellow's in a pretty good spot when they can take a low functioning red.
Yeah.
So
Actually, I need to find that.
it's in the team and softball documents.
Is it? Because I'd love to just go through that, because everybody, when I joined and we were all doing the first time I heard about the colors was when Janessa, Jacqueline, and Megan were talking about it, I don't know, Tom and Red Deer.
Oh,
And so we did it.
Well, it's time to revisit
Patty,
again.
Bridget,
Yeah, I have no
I don't
idea.
even know.
maybe part of millionaire school and we have one.
personality codes. So when you know if you're talking to a green, you're going to interact with them differently than if you were talking to a red.
So a quick breakdown. Greens are like taking notes 24/7, asking lots of questions. You want to know all the answers, right? Reds are like money driven, get the job done, straight to the point, you know, kind of attitude. You can be red green. You can be a mix. Blue's like party animal. They have lots of fun, outgoing.
They're all about the social side.
The social, yeah, social side. And yellow's kind of like very. They just want to help people. They're kind of kind and soft, and they bring the. It depends. You might be different aspects of your life, but there's a document in our files section in Team Unstoppable, and you can read it.
Sweet.
Yeah, we just did a training with our Colorado team on that one. Actually, it's kind of fun with my Colorado teammates, but yeah, it's fun.
It's so neat because
To
when you're
react.
renting, a red would be like, hey, how can I make money with this? A yellow would be like, I know so many people who love this. A blue would be like, you can host a party with this, and a green is like inspecting.
They want your
detail.
website
What
and
is the
green list.
ingredients?
So you know if you know it's a yellow, you can say, you know, it would really help me out if you had a party. Then they're like, oh, I can help you? Sure, I'm in. You know.
Right, so-
Where reds are like, you could make $30 a wrap that you sell. They're like, oh, 30, okay. So I want to take the notes. I want to learn that. Yeah, because I'm not a green. No. So, okay, that's cool. Well, I know some people can't make our power hour on Thursday, so why don't we do some stuff that we're going to talk about at that? So, and that these people are fine to listen in. Okay, we want to talk about these 7.
You matter too.
We do care about you over there. Whoever you are, I don't even know who's tuned in, but so 2 things I wanted to go over on Thursday.
What's Thursday?
No, it's a diamond and up, but since you're
Okay.
here, what?
So that. We're coming.
Okay, so I think it's really important. Okay, so we kind of like, we know all about our residual and how to make money on that, right? Like your top line, you're making 15% when you sponsor them, then 10%, right? 5, 5, 5, 2, 2, 2, 2, and the 5% enroller or whatever. So we know all about, we used to actually pretty much focus on that. I'd say when a lot of you guys signed up at the beginning, we really went like wide and we had lots up. That's awesome. Then we went to the next step of coding and some depth, right? So you know when you go diamonds, remember how you sponsor somebody and you make $100 bonus when they get fast start? When you go diamond, you earn 180. And you start making 80s off everybody they sign up. So let's say Patty goes diamond and she signs you up. She's gonna make 180. But then you go crazy and you start signing everybody else up. Even though Patty didn't do anything, you're gonna earn 100, hundreds, but she's gonna earn 80, 80, 80,
Is it just
80.
the direct line though, like, for direct distributors, or it can be for distributors?
Yeah, and then she goes crazy. Then she goes crazy because she was signed up in the diamond coding, and she signs those people up, Christina. Then they all get it too. So it just keeps going until someone goes diamond. But even the old team still, it just can just go like crazy. And then at double, it goes to 120s, 220 if you're the sponsor, triple 135, presidential 145, ambassador 150. Okay, so the money gets really crazy for coding, which is good. So we did residual, and then we looked a lot at coding. Now I think it's time to focus on both. So it's time to go back to reports and look at our levels report. And when I was kind of doing that, we've got to start going a little more wide again. At the end of the day, our paychecks will go up for long term when we're wide. So if we're focusing on our coding, which we're getting, and then we're focusing on some width, I think that it's really smart. So in your back office, there's a levels report, and you just kind of look at where your volume is at and what level they're at. And then, so you want to look at your leaders that are level 1, level 2, level 3, 4, and 5, and make them priorities. And then you look at your coding leaders and make them a priority as well. Does that make sense? To some, like, people are diamond up? If you're not diamond up, it might not make sense, but just focus on your width. The wider you are, the higher, more 15% you're making, right? And then as they expand, your 10% level is even really wide, because that's why the percents go down, because as they go down, it gets wider and wider.
But to be clear, most of this is after done.
Even
Right?
just this
Or
part is good.
would you go, if you were I mean, not that I've never placed super deep, but if you were an executive, are you encouraging to build 10 wide before you go diamond?
No.
Yeah. So
But I
like,
mean, if you go 3 wide and then you go 2 down and then 4 wide and 1 more down.
Try to still obviously get your.
Yeah.
Don't go in there and
Emerald.
You could, yeah, but 10,
but
yeah,
diamond
10,
is a big.
yes, you're gonna need to help put some people in for sure. But at 10 wide, you're probably, and everyone, if everyone got their 4 loyals, you're gonna make way more money than 3 and then 3 here and 3 here.
Yeah.
So if they were all on your top, because if everyone had all their customers, you're probably gonna make more. When you go diamond, you definitely want your next level down because you're making the percents, right? So use your levels report. There's 2 of them. Go through them both, and you'll see like just almost draw. It's almost like drawing out your map too, and just see like who's at. Because then at this point though, we have a lot of us, and then canceled, and then someone who's booming, and we might think they're on our 5th level, but really, and the report will say 5th, but really they're on your 1st. So you want to be like very conscious that they're actually on your 1st level. So they're part of your 10%, not really 2, which you might think they are. That's a big difference.
When does compression start? Like what level?
As soon as somebody doesn't run an auto ship.
Isn't it? I thought it was a year. I thought it had to be inactive for a full year.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Do you know? No, I think as soon as the auto ship doesn't run,
A cancellation, but if they're not getting paid, you're getting paid.
Okay,
And that's what
every
compresses
that quick.
it compresses the day someone doesn't run an auto ship.
Okay.
Or
Or
doesn't get to the
150.
Yeah. As soon as they're not commission qualified, someone's getting paid on it. Okay. I get commission off of everybody.
No.
So I think almost have like a list of your levels, leaders, to check in with. Like even if they're executive, they're still your top level. So it's worth investing. So they go wide, your check's going up by 15% every customer that comes in, every distributor they bring in. And if it's in your diamond leg, plus 9%. So 9% plus 15%, you know, you're looking at making 24% off of them. It's worth every loyal they're bringing, every new distributor they're bringing in, right? 24%, a big chunk of change. So sometimes I think, I don't know about you guys, but I get kind of caught up in like, you kind of go, okay, this coding group, that diamond, and it's like, oh, wait a minute, but that executive is literally just as important. Sometimes if not more. and you get caught up in working with your leaders and you forget that like, oh, this distributor is in my 24% range right now. That's a big deal until they go diamond, right? Or depending where they fall on. And then the other thing that we wanted to talk about on our Thursday Power Hour is recruiting. Like, what can we do to be recruiting more? Because it feels stagnant. It feels like we haven't focused on it. It's like we've been focusing on maintaining and rebuilding, which I hate the word rebuilding because we're not ever rebuilding. We just build. There's no rebuilding that ever happens. So I feel like it kind of got stagnant. We were just like caught up in the whirlwind of everything changing over and just more focusing on trying not to lose people rather than let's gain more. And I think it's time to shift and go, let's recruit.
That's really
Loyal
stressful.
distributors. Let's focus it. And that's why we're not bringing anyone in. We're not focused on it enough. So if we start going, because even just a few of us, I know even like you and me and Janessa, just past 2 days, it's like we started thinking more about recruitment, and Megan has like this random oil sign up, and Janessa gets a distributor from the past. And it's like, okay, it's like our sign to go, okay, it's coming, right? So what kind of things can we do? So we know that obviously we know trade shows, follow-ups with that. We know blitzing.
I like the idea, even what Bob said tonight too, is just to get yourself involved and join new groups.
Yeah, like the networking groups. Okay, so maybe that could be something you could do. Go find a networking group.
Not even, like, I have to be honest, the networking groups have been great, but I find when I go to a group like that, I don't know what your guys' experiences are, everyone is there to promote their own business
Yes.
as well. Whereas if it's more of a social group, a Toastmasters group because you're trying to learn something, a Rotary Club because you're looking to volunteer in your community, those kinds of things, everyone else is not there to get their business out, so they're more apt to hear about yours. I find
Yeah, because
that
they're
far more
there to
successful
sell
than
their
a,
channels.
you know, networking.
That's what I meant. Yeah, like, or join a yoga class. Go to a yoga class. The same night every week.
Get there
until you-
early and stay late, you know?
Yes, ask to be and sample the greens.
Or just like first make a friend or make connections.
Just
and then
making,
the
yeah,
next
making
week-
every person you meet knows 200 people.
Yeah.
So every person you meet now, essentially, you're opening up to 200 more potentials, right? So don't ever underestimate not blitzing one person because there's 200 new people that you could be meeting.
I think networking groups can be powerful for learning new tools for your own business.
Oh,
but not
other companies do
necessarily
amazing
for
things.
right?
Yeah.
I've actually, there's a lady in town who does unique for makeup. She's doing quite well with it, so I sent her a message. I go and said, like, you're doing awesome. I'm doing, you know, like, you're doing awesome, I'm doing awesome. I am by no means trying to recruit you. I don't want you to do the same. Let's get together for coffee. And we've met, you know, maybe twice over the last 6 months and had an hour. But she has now, every single time someone has posted asking about it works, she's tagging me in, and she's got a huge network. So it's not like she's actively promoting me or distributors or anything, but she thinks of me before she thinks of the 17 other people in the moms group that, you know, I'm the first one that she refers to, and I've gotten a couple customers out of her. So
Well, that and
I think that those kind of people know a lot of people too, even if you're saying like, we are not here too.
But other companies do things differently too, so it's always good to get ideas how they do stuff.
Yeah.
Promotions and specials and we have a girl who teams up with a lady in Mary Kay, and they do some amazing things for recruiting.
I want to know what they do. because
So-
I've never seen on Facebook.
Yes, she said come to our meetings so you can learn, and it gives her ideas on like offering specials and gifts. You know, like it gave her ideas on how to promote her own It Works business now. So they help each other with that. So that's also a good thing. Like those networking things could be good for that too. And then let's get real, they'll eventually come over. Then they have network marketing experience. So, okay, we have networking, we have, okay, obviously like Facebook and the groups and Facebook pages. How else are you guys recruiting, and is it working? People are still on.
How else?
What's that, sorry?
How else are we
Yeah,
recruiting?
yeah.
I've been putting a little more focus on social media.
Okay.
And so learning Instagram and kind of being thoughtful, but also kind of cracking a little bit of increasing your the issue with Instagram is it's not personal at all. People have no personal connection. At least on Facebook, you can build a friendship, you can build a relationship, or on Instagram, that's not happening. It's just people browsing pictures. And so I've been trying to get people from Instagram onto Facebook using
Cross-pollination.
Instagram. I was just gonna say like pollinating through different social media networks. And I'm gonna be doing the same with Periscope, doing videos with Periscope, and then saying find me on Facebook right? And getting people from Periscope onto Facebook. And then on Facebook is where you can be really thoughtful, building those solid relationships and focusing more on that long-term gain that way. And I want to know the people coming into the business too, right? It's not just about quantity, it's more quality and knowing who you're bringing into your business. And so it's just looking at it differently that way, I guess.
Okay.
But it's been working. Like I've had a number of hits through Instagram and have some real customers and that through it. And I have 3 solid potential distributors right now.
Wow.
And I've only been doing that since May 11th. So, but it's taken work to do that. I probably spend an hour of my time a day on Instagram.
Yeah, you have to really commit to Instagram.
Yeah. But I find my big issue with having babies alone was, my biggest excuse was, oh, it's hard to do this when I have my little man in tow and he's in destructive mode everywhere I go. And I was getting frustrated and anxious with it. It's like, well, I don't have to be doing this to build my business. I need to find a way that I could continue to build it, even though we're snowing in Rimby and he's being a terror.
Yes.
Right? And so, try new things, I guess. I've been doing the same things for 2 years, and now it's like I need to start doing different things now to bring that new energy in.
I might stop this with a quick step now. All right, guys, we're stopping this.